Hello, everybody. Um, I'm here at Seaside Park in Bridgeport, Connecticut. I want to say that a lot of these videos I make, I'm just making as a historical record so that my family, long after I'm gone, gets to understand who I am. And I'm leaving Bridgeport soon, so I decided to come here and reminisce for a second. When I was 19 years old in 1996, um, I, here in Seaside Park, there used to be Conti's Hot Dogs here. That's University of Bridgeport behind me. And I was involved in a fight with another kid over a girl. You know, teenagers being teenagers. A lot of times when you hear about teenagers that are shooting each other, it's usually over crimes of passion. um, and it was the 90s, it was the teenage gun era and the teenage pregnancy era, so every freaking kid in Bridgeport was packing heat back then. Um, so I'm going to pass the phone to my wife, hi baby. And so I'm at this spot, and I was a hot-headed 19-year-old, and the kid I had beef with drove by down the strip here and came all the way over to the curve that you'll see up here. Me, being an arrogant, hot-headed 19-year-old, I decided to call him out. I walk across over here. They start flashing their headlights at me, like basically calling me out. So I walk all the way over here. These wood barriers weren't here at the time. Now, you know, this was the 90s, so there was probably 1,000 high school kids out here. The car comes speeding down towards me as if he's gonna hit me with the car. I'm here. And as I see him coming, I'm waving him on. I'm like, yeah, come get me, come get me. There was a big steel garbage can here. The car comes up and gets close to me. Right as I can see the whites of the driver's eyes, I jump back behind the car, I grab a steel garbage can, I throw it at the car. Like, yeah, you're gonna hit me? Again, thinking I'm a tough guy back then. All young, dumb, and full of you know what. The car drives down there, I go walking away. I would have made you climb over. So as I remember correctly, I get to just about here. My friends were over where the white truck is now. And the car reverses back. I hear somebody call my name. I'm standing there waiting for them to jump out and fight me. Figure from the back of the car pulls out a gun and shoots me right here with a hollow point bullet that exploded and it ripped through my stomach, leaving me with, I believe, 36 different punctures. My liver, my bladder, my pancreas, my stomach, and my intestine. They ended up having to take out a big chunk of my intestine at the hospital. So the first bullet hits me, and I go down to one knee, like this. I get up. The next bullet, my hat was on backwards, came so close to my face that it left windburn on my ear and cheek. I can still hear the bullet in my brain. My vision goes completely gray. All sound slows down. Now, my friends are all standing together. I like to believe that it's human nature that took over. Because my first thought was not self-preservation. My first thought was that I'm dead already. And if I turn this way, run towards my friends, they're gonna get hit by the oncoming gunfire. So the second shot had rang by, and in a moment's time, I decide I'm gonna run towards the shooter. All right. So my brain is thinking, if I run towards him, I can see which way the hand is, and he's parked right about where that pole is now. All right, and now get the bench. So this was a wood and concrete bench. I run this way, I watch another bullet hit the floor, and one ricochets off of the old bench that was here. I duck behind the bench, and then I start to run this way. One more shot was fired. So as the one more shot gets fired, the gunman now has to hang out the window trying to get me. It's weird how fast your brain starts working when somebody's trying to shoot you. So I run this way. He's out the back of the car. It was 5 shots that I can recall. I dove underneath a car that was parked here, and I crawled with the bullet in my stomach under 2 cars until the car drove away. I then got up, adrenaline going, and I walked right back over to the bench, still just jumping around, and I honestly started to sing a song from Onyx, the rap group, where he talks about getting shot in the stomach. That's how. And then I stopped here, rested on the bench, and looked and could see the blood starting to drip from my stomach. I walked about this far. My friends all came up to me, and I got really dizzy and laid down right there. At this moment, all I could think of, I had a baby sister I was helping my mother raise, and it was her birthday that weekend. I had left her birthday party that morning. Jolene, I love you. All I kept thinking was, I have to live, because who's going to take care of my sister and my mom? And I sat there, and when you're dying, you can feel your blood pressure. It feels like it's leaking out of your body, like draining. Like you can feel the blood pressure here, and then here, then here, then here. Mongo, Gerald Fuller was there. I think it was him and Coop, my friend Coop, that called the ambulance from the payphone that was over here, and then they called my mom. And I don't know how long it was. It felt like 20 minutes before the ambulance came, and they put me in and they wheeled me into the hospital. I love Seaside Park. I came to 19 out of 20 of the Gathering of the Vibes here. I almost died here, and I did die in the ambulance and was brought back to life. But that's a whole nother story. I'll make another video about that someday when I'm strong enough. But I'm here at this place at Seaside Park, just thanking God that I'm still on this earth, and that I've been able to try to touch as many lives as I could since that day, and be a better person. Though I'm diabetic, which causes diabetic rage, which still leads me to have a bad temper, but I always try to think twice before I get into a confrontation with somebody. The person I was having the problem with, he got arrested later for pulling a gun on a guy and his kid in the Walmart parking lot in Stratford, Connecticut. When they picked him up, he ratted on the guy that shot me. So he gets picked up after he'd been bragging about doing it. Wasn't him, because the guy was in the backseat of the car and he was in the front passenger seat. He rats on the guy, and it turns out that he gave him $3,500 to shoot me. So it was a hit. And he's no longer with us, that kid. Rest in peace, John. He ended up, they found him bleeding, bashed over the head in his bathtub in 2019. And here I'm still standing. So, yeah, I wanted you guys to see this. So when you hear me talking stuff in my rap music, and I got shot before, it was cool for rappers to get shot. But, yeah, that was 1990s Bridgeport. I have this big old scar on my stomach. And every day that I draw breath has been a gift and a blessing that I try not to squander. Yeah, that's basically the story in a nutshell. I'll tell you the whole near-death part in the ambulance in another video. Be well, everybody.